coverage you can count on. This is the Erie News NOWCAST.
Good morning and thanks for joining us. I'm Molly Samora. We're kicking off this edition of the Erie News NOWCAST with our David Walter. David, what's it looking like out there for folks?
Well, it was certainly a very wet start to the day. We had thunderstorms rolling through around about 4 or 5 o'clock this morning. You can see right now things are pretty quiet. We're starting to get a little bit of added sunshine. Watching this complex of showers and storms, it looks like it's going to dive just to the south of Cleveland, likely into the Akron area. We'll keep an eye on this. I think it's going to mainly stay south of the area, but Mercer-Venango County, you may have a slightly better chance for some of those storms as we really make that turn into the afternoon. But again, we're not really looking at too much additional active weather for today, but you can certainly see a lot of thunder and lightning out there. And again, this is just outside of the Cleveland area. There have been a few severe thunderstorm warnings on those storms, but you can see Doppler max, still enough cloud cover out there towards Warren County, but it is really trying to thin out a bit. You can see Futurecast will push that little area of showers on through, and once we get into the afternoon, you can see again that south into Mercer and Venango County, we're seeing some of those yellows and oranges. Could have some showers out there towards Corey and potentially out towards Pittsfield, where they do have the Warren County Fair going on today, and it will continue for the next couple of days. Wednesday night, looking quiet, but then on a Thursday, maybe some patchy areas of fog as we start things off. And then as we get into the afternoon, the heat and humidity builds up once again, and we will be looking at potentially another round of those scattered showers and thunderstorms. The next couple of days still pretty active overall. In terms of severe weather, obviously that complex of storms influencing things today, you can really see part of the area is under that slight risk of severe weather. Most of the threat is into Ohio, but you can even see down there into parts of Crawford County, Mercer County, there's that chance for maybe strong gusty winds as some of those storms do develop during the afternoon, strong gusty winds, and even the potential for some isolated hail. Right now, yeah, we're brightening things up a little bit as we check out the Bicentennial Tower. We still have that southerly wind, and boy, it is incredibly humid out there. Right now, we've got those temperatures at 80 degrees in Erie, 78 into Meadville, lower 70s into Bradford, 73 in Jamestown, 77 into Warren. There's a heat advisory in effect for western New York. Some spots that could be dealing with that heat index right around 100 degrees. And even for Northwest PA, our threshold is different for heat advisory. We have to be more so between 100 and 105 compared to the Buffalo area where their threshold is like 95 to 100. So yeah, it just depends on what specific area you're in. Nonetheless, we're still going to have plenty of heat and certainly plenty of humidity for today. I think that feel like temperature will be in the middle and upper 90s. You can see those dew points, that muggy meter. Yeah, we're almost getting to the unbearable state as even windows and glasses are fogging up. You don't typically deal with that kind of humidity here in Northwest PA. The heat index, the main concern this afternoon, but we will have a few storms, and when it's this warm and certainly this humid, you have the possibility of some stronger storms to deal with. We'll talk more about the week ahead, the next 7 days, in just a moment. Molly?
And now on to the latest in the Cuomo crisis as the embattled New York governor resigns, effective in 2 weeks. New York Lieutenant Governor Kathy Hochul, who will soon step into the role of the state's governor, is scheduled to address New Yorkers and the press today. Now, Hochul officially becomes the Empire State's first female governor in 2 weeks. This is after Governor Andrew Cuomo resigned on Tuesday, aimed at sexual harassment allegations. Hochul issued a brief statement saying she has served at all levels of government and is prepared to lead as New York State's 57th governor. She plans to hold a news conference this afternoon at Governor's office in New York City. This will be the first time Hochul has addressed the public since becoming the next in line to lead New York. And as the Delta variant continues to spread, we're seeing more and more places requiring masks. But how should you or when should you decide whether to wear a mask when it's not required? Epidemiologist Becky Dawson says it's best to wear a mask when you aren't sure if someone is vaccinated or not. So like if you're at a grocery store, your office is at work, or really when entering any indoor space. Dr. Dawson says it's important to wear a mask when you feel comfortable.
I go into the grocery store and I am the only person masking. It's not the best case scenario, but I am providing myself with protection going into that space. I am, blocking viral particles from entering into my nose or mouth. So I would really encourage people to not make the decision based on what others are doing, but make the right decision for our community, which is to individually mask when you go into those indoor environments.
And meantime, Pennsylvania reported the highest number of new COVID-19 case numbers on Tuesday since May 20th. Nearly 2,000 people tested positive for the virus. Meantime, the CDC has updated its ratings of community spread. The CDC checks track of new cases and how it compares to the population. The agency says there's substantial spread across Erie, Crawford, and Chautauqua counties. According to its guidelines, the CDC recommends that all people wear masks indoors in areas of high or substantial spread. Daily case counts in Erie County are now 5 times what they were 1 month ago. As always, we have all the latest COVID-19 facts and figures on our website, erienewsnow.com. And as more places and workplaces, schools require vaccinations, there's a growing market for fake vaccine cards. Once a vaccine gets full FDA approval, experts predict we've seen more vaccine mandates, which has led to a growing industry of fake vaccination cards. But experts caution against it. Not only are you risking exposing people to the virus, you're putting yourself at risk. Tampering or falsifying official documents could result in federal legal trouble.
You could be in trouble with the federal government for falsifying federal agencies' seals. Remember, the CDC seal is on the vaccine card, as well as the Department of Health and Human Services seal.
And we here at Erie News Now are working to obtain a fake card to learn how easy it is and whether fake cards could actually pass for a real one. We'll have the results of our investigation coming up in the next few days. And today marks 2 years since a home daycare fire in Erie claimed the lives of 5 children, 4 from one family. The lot where it all happened is empty, but the little ones lost that night from as young as 9 months old to age 8 are not forgotten. Erie News Now was first Tuesday to report that a wrongful death lawsuit was just filed on behalf of the children's parents. It seeks damages from the manufacturers and sellers of the oscillating fan and an extension cord that forensic investigators blame for the fire. Since this tragedy, the city and state fixed loopholes to make sure all daycares, both commercial and in homes, are inspected yearly.
Just under 100 we're doing every year, and like I said, they're very important, and you know, we gladly do them just so we cannot have a repeat of what happened.
We do our every other month 60-day fire drills. We have them come in and inspect our fire extinguishers, everything. Anything that's for the safety of the kids, we're all for.
The owner and operator of the former daycare, Elaine Harris, is also named in the lawsuit. The 11th annual Erie Gives Day has wrapped up and was a successful one with over 10,000 people donating. All day we were at the Erie Community Foundation for its Day of Giving, supporting over 400 nonprofits. By the end of the fundraising marathon, more than $7 million had been raised for participating organizations. If you want to see the breakdown of how much each of the organizations received, visit our website at erienewsnow.com. In the last few days, as David had called it, has been unseasonably hot with one record-breaking day. This heat might cause some people to take an unwanted or unexpected trip to the ER. Arlena Jonathan has information to help prevent something like a heat stroke from happening to you.
As temperatures are unseasonably high for this time of year, some people might not be prepared when heading out the door for their day.
Watch out for children and elderly. They're the two most susceptible victims to heat.
Dr. Wayne Jones is the medical director for emergency services at St. Vincent. His ER sees a lot of heat-related injury this time of year. He says heat illness can affect anyone, but especially those who
have the inability to make a decision to get out of the heat, or they don't know to drink.
Prevention is everything when it comes to heat stroke and heat stress.
So have water available to you, have shade available to you, have sunscreen on so you don't get a sunburn. We see a lot of sunburns this time of year, which can create skin injury and make you ill also.
If your home doesn't have AC, Dr. Jones says don't be afraid to jump in the shower to cool off.
Get in the tub and cool off. It's okay in the middle of the day just to jump in the tub and cool down.
And it was a hot and sunny start of the Warren County Fair. Erie News Now went out to the fairgrounds Tuesday to take in all the fun. The grounds were lined with rows of carnival games, local vendors, food trucks, and of course, barns full of livestock. If you missed it, the festivities will start up again today and continue through Saturday night. And with that, let's bring in our David Walter again. How hot are we going to be seeing?
Yeah, I think temperatures middle 80s, certainly out there into a Warren County. We are certainly heating things up a bit this morning as we do get into the afternoon. We're actually looking at a few more of those scattered showers and storms to be around. Temperatures into the middle 80s, and it's going to feel hotter than that. You can see those feel-like temperatures continuing to go higher in Erie. Feels like 86 right now. Not as bad out there into Jamestown and Bradford, but as those temperatures heat on up, that feel-like temperatures certainly going higher and higher. Over the next couple of days, you can see lots of 8s in the forecast all the way through Friday. A few afternoon storms out there on Thursday and Friday. At least that's the best bet. We could still have some earlier in the day. It's a bit cooler, certainly drier as we get into the weekend. Lows down into the 60s, feeling that nice sunshine by Sunday. We start to heat things up, but humidity levels aren't really going to take off next week. But for the next few days, it is certainly going to be hot and muggy out there.
Hey, thanks everyone for joining us for the Erie News Nowcast. We'll be back tomorrow at the same time. Our next news is coming up here at noon on WSEE. Make it a great day.